Good morning, guys. This is Shashank Lal. Welcome back to another video. Today's topic is COP27. COP is Conference of Parties, where all the countries of the world, 198 countries, participate and have a conference together regarding the climate change. This happened recently in November 2022 in Egypt. Every year, United Nations Climate Change holds a meeting for the climate change in the framework of UNFCCC, where every country participate in the conference to talk about, discuss about what's going on in the climate change, how we can reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and much more. So every year it holds. This year it held in Egypt between 6th of November to 18th of November. What are the key highlights of the COP meeting is to strengthen the forces towards climate change, to strengthen the public awareness, to strengthen the actions, to make rules and regulations based on the technologies and based on the UNFCCC framework so that we can reduce the greenhouse emissions. So these are the basic fundamentals of COP meeting. Every year it held, and each year there is something add on towards one step closer to climate change. This year this was no new. In 2009, when COP 15 was held, the major key highlight of that COP was that all the countries would take step to reduce the global temperature rise to 2 degrees Celsius. And 2015 in Paris summit, that was the key highlight of the COP, was to reduce the global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, to make COP fund so that any rich country can donate to that fund, and subsequently it will be utilized by the countries which has lower income range. That was a key highlight. This year I was expecting something unique, something strong towards the climate change, but this time the countries had some other opinion. They were not discussing about the climate change much. They were discussing about, okay, we'll provide funds to those countries which are affected by the extreme climate changes. They were still committed to 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature rise, but I cannot see any actions taken in that direction. And there was no concrete, meeting or discussion in this COP27. So I was very upset by this attitude of the countries or the UNFCCC. They should track the progress of each countries, whether they are doing substantial amount of work and towards climate change. But the topic of the discussion today, this time, was we'll make a committee to transfer funds, we'll make funds available for the poor countries who get affected by climate conditions, climate change like tsunami or maybe flood or due to drastic climate change. But there was no sort of discussion regarding the true climate change problems and how we can deal with it. They are still sticking to 1.5 degrees Celsius, but it is not showing in their actions. So I was disappointed, and people too are disappointed, because nowadays I don't think so countries are on track towards that goal. No one is tracking. That is a sad point. Another thing in the achievements are, in 1997 Kyoto Protocol was launched. That was a great thing that happened through COP, because that Kyoto Protocol controls the carbon emissions or the greenhouse gas emissions in industrialized countries. It's not about only industrialized countries, but also the developing nations or the countries which are underdeveloped right now. they can the rich countries or the fund can provide aid or support to the underdeveloped countries in order to overcome their carbon emissions or greenhouse gases. As the underdeveloped country doesn't have much carbon emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, but still in future if they are developed, so the developed countries can provide technologies, can provide their assistance to help those countries fight with that climate change and try to control. So this is about COP. I was expecting too much, but what was the outcome of this COP was really disappointing and disheartening. I don't know. This is the climate change, boss. This deal has to be dealt seriously, but the seriousness was missing this time. I hope the countries and UNFCCC should take concrete actions towards in the coming COP, and there should be not in just discussion, there should be shown by the countries in their actions. So with that note, this is Shashank Lal signing off. See you tomorrow with another video. Speak daily. Till that time, have a nice day. Hare Krishna. Love you and bye bye.